I see a lot of videos on here where people have got this beautiful flooring and sometimes they rip it up because they think it's hard to care for. Now, this floor, it's about 30 years old. It was relaid and treated about 10 years ago, maybe 15, I'm not quite sure, no, about 10 years ago. It was relayed and it was treated with Pollux, Osmo Pollux oil. And you can see here, the original. Now, I have just re-waxed it. Now, this is where it's not been retreated with the Pollux oil since, and it is in places losing, you can see the shine, but you can't see. Can you see here it's losing colour a bit? I can think. Now, here's the thing with this. Oh, weird noises in my hearing aids. I can recolour this easily. I meant to do this in the summer and I never quite got round to it. So the way I normally do this, and it doesn't need doing very often, is it gets vacuumed, it gets mopped, and then I put a load of floor wax down and I have a big heavy buffer that I buff it with. Comes up really nicely. You can see that in places it has lost colour where the thing has come up. Now, if this was a hot day in the summer, I would, before I did that, I would wash it, I would let it dry, and then I would use a mixture of Danish oil and about 20 to 50% white spirit to thin it down. And I would go over all of these areas where it's lost colour. And the oil will bring back the colour. You can do it with any old oil. I have done it in the past with things like sunflower oil and olive oil. But I would do it with the Danish oil because the Danish oil has a drying agent and it will set. And I thin it so that it will soak into the surface of the wood and it will bring the colour back. I would then leave that for a while to dry. Technically it's 18 hours, but to do this you don't need it to be completely dry. I would leave it to soak in and be kind of tacky. Then I would go in and I would wax it. And what would happen is the oil would bring the colour back. And then by soaking in, the wax doesn't really tend to soak in, and because of that, it doesn't bring the colour back. Then I would wax it, and I would wax it, and it would come up to a beautiful shine, and the colour would come back. And by doing that about once a year, I mean, I don't really think anybody's going to need to retreat this for quite some years. Wooden floors, when treated properly, don't have to be an enormous amount of work. So yeah, if you've got one and you'd like, you know, it's not the end of the world to look after.